Not a great morning for me because it's 1:30 and I can't sleep and I have to be at work at 7 a.m. So I figured I'd come on here and give you some updates. Mom had her pacemaker put in on Tuesday and she is doing amazing. She's got a long road of recovery ahead of her, but she is doing so much better than she was last week. She's sounding more like herself. Her cognition is getting back to normal. Her thinking is getting clearer. And yeah, she's doing so much better. Now it's just getting her back to normal. She's got her driver's license back. So now we just have to get her back into a shape where she feels comfortable getting back behind the wheel. And then we get her a new car. And then she's free to pardon me. That's called dyslexia and also the joy of autism. Both of them affect Broca's area of my brain, and that's all speech. Coming up with something to say and getting it out. And sometimes that just doesn't go right for me. But yeah, once we get her back to a place where she feels comfortable getting back behind the wheel, she gets a car and she gets to be free again. Now that's being a tough chick. Oh my gosh, my mom's been to the doctor more times in the last 8 months than she's probably been to the doctor in her whole damn life. It's like, at one point, she was going to the doctor every damn week. And sometimes multiple times a week. But, yeah, she's got the toughness and I love her. And I'm glad that she's still here. And she's looking and sounding so much more like who she's been all of my life, not who she's been the last 8 months. And, I mean, heart stuff, that's just some seriously messed up business. I never would have thought that it was her heart that was messing everything up. I was so sure that it was some kind of respiratory thing, but no. One chamber of her heart decided it wasn't going to work right, and when it's AFib, that's the top chambers of your heart. I don't know which one it was that was not behaving itself, but putting in that pacemaker just is making all the difference for her. And of course, we have my favorite sidekick, somebody small and orange and sleepy. Yeah. Sleepy little orange beast. I love her. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's a precious little thing. Oh, really? Are you going to go grunties? Are we going to grunt? Oh, where are you going? Don't you want to say hi to the people? Apparently not. Ah! Hey, that's my face. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry you don't have a PS5. I don't have one either. I don't do much gaming. The most I know how to do with my husband's Xbox is turn on the Netflix. I can get into the Netflix and Paramount Don't ask me to play a video game because that ain't happening. I'm more of an original PlayStation kind of girl. And I still have an original PlayStation in my mom's garage. Um, Also have an original Sega Genesis. I'd like to get a Sega CD because there's a couple of games on there that I've always enjoyed. Well, hello. Happy to see you this morning. Oh, I'm muted? How am I muted? How do I unmute myself? Is that better? Can you hear me? Am I talking to myself? Please let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. So did anybody hear what I was saying about my mom? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting for my body to decide it wants to go to sleep. But it's been stormy and cold here in Missouri. It's been weird weather. It's currently 40 degrees outside. That's not normal for right now. But, um, joy of living in the Midwest and kind of mountainy area because Kansas City is in the north end of the, come on, brain, the north end of the Ozark Mountain range. So, but yeah, I'm just, the pain level's been stupid. So I've been taking the meds that control the pain level, and yeah, still no. Of course, when I take the meds that control the pain level, that also means that I get to sleep a lot. But now I'm not but now I'm not hurting. So I'm not taking the pain meds. And no, not oxy. I take tramadol when I need pain relief, and then meloxicam for muscle relaxers. Because all my damage is down at the base of my spine. I've had back surgery, which they have to rearrange all of your muscles to get down to your spine so that they can fix what's going on. And so, need the muscle relaxers for that, need the tramadol for the nerve pain. I've also got some other things that I take for nerve pain that are over the counter. Oh, golly. My new best friend. I love these things. Over the counter at Walmart. Um, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're. Oh, no. No. The majority of chronic pain sufferers do not have issues with addiction because we can't binge on our pills. If we do, we run out of pills. And then um, we don't have pills when we need them. I've actually got 3 tramadol that I've had for over a year because I don't take them unless I have no choice. Because they interfere with my way of well, they interfere with my ability to interact with the universe and at large, and I don't like that. I don't deal with that. Hey, baby, I love you. Is everything okay? Yeah, I just can't sleep. So I'm talking to the people on YouTube. Are you live right now? Yeah. That was my very sweet husband who dotes on me. He didn't know me before I had my Reb, you're about to get blocked because that's not allowed on my channel. So clean it up or get blocked. We don't talk like that on my channel. If you want to talk dirty somewhere else. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, that's a problem. Pardon me, folks. Okay, hidden from channel. Okay, I have hidden Mr. Ride because he doesn't know how to behave in public, apparently. So yeah, let's keep it PG, please. Anyhow, yeah, that was my sweet husband. He didn't know me before I became disabled. He's only ever known me since. He actually met me about 6 years after. But yeah, I'm in Missouri, Kansas City area. No, he gets to he gets to spend a little time in, time out, so that he can consider his choices and learn how to behave in public. This is a place for mental health. This is not a place for rude language, and this is not a place to talk about sexual stuff. So that's not happening, and I don't allow people to behave that way here. So yeah, this is a place for people who can behave themselves, and he clearly can't. So he's not coming back, at least not today. But yeah, it's getting warmer here, and of course the wonderful, fun Bradford pear trees are blooming. Yeah, that's just awesome too. That's another layer of fun that happens in my universe because I am super allergic to the Bradford pear trees. And if you don't know what a Bradford pear tree is, those are the lovely little trees that don't handle ice and snow very well. And they have little white flowers on them when when springtime first hits. And they smell like dead fish. They look pretty, but they stink. And almost everybody that I know can't breathe when they're blooming. And yeah, I'm asthmatic, so that means that's also an asthma trigger. So me and my nebulizer and my inhaler get to be good friends this time of year. And also, if I can find you. Oh, Mr. Allergy Pill is hiding. That's okay. I already took Mr. Allergy Pill within the last 24 hours. So I don't need Mr. Allergy Pill right now. Oh, yeah, this is also where I talk about my physical issues with my body because it's something that does not get talked about and it needs to be talked about. What happened to my, what caused my physical disability, that happened in 2003. I've got a 3-video series that goes in depth into it. And if you can't handle talk of extreme depression and suicidality, you don't want to go there. But it does go in depth into what I went through and exactly what happened. But the Cliff Notes version of what happened is I woke up from a nap one day and I was having severe shooting pain from my hip going down my leg to my toes. I thought I'd slept wrong. I thought I'd popped my hip out of place because that's exactly what it felt like. But what actually happened was 2 discs in my extreme lower back failed and compromised the sciatic nerve for my right leg long enough that I have permanent nerve damage. My primary care doctor sat on her thumbs long enough that I incurred permanent nerve damage. If I'd had something happen, if intervention had happened within that first week, that first month, I would not have permanent nerve damage. But my primary care doctor was incapable of saying 3 little words: I don't know. Oh, my mom, what happened with my mom? Sorry. She had a stroke in August, and that was due to she developed AFib in one of the upper chambers of her heart. One of her atriums wasn't beating correctly, and it had been going on for a while before we found out what was going on. The stroke was actually what clued us in on the heart problem. And how we figured out what caused the stroke was she had to wear this gadget on her chest for about a month so that they could do readings of her heart activity. And it was through that they figured out she had AFib. And she's been going through some stuff the last few months to get ready to be able to have a pacemaker put in, and also figuring out exactly what that was or was not the right thing to do, because there are a few different things that they can do to deal with AFib. But for my mom, the best thing to do was to put a pacemaker in, and that happened on Tuesday. And just dealing with the stroke and recovering from the stroke, to start off with, the stroke hit in an unusual area of the brain. Usually strokes affect your motor coordination, your mobility. You tend to have one side of your face going dead, one side of your body going dead. That is how it tends to present. But my mom's stroke hit in Broca's area, and Broca's area is responsible for speech comprehension, speech production, short-term and working memory. Well, bye, Johnny. I hope you have a good day. Um, um, but starting out with that, she would repeat herself over and over and over. And it would just be silly things like asking if she'd remembered to feed the cat or the cat had gotten fed. Um, just basic things. And she'd repeat them over and over because she had no working memory to speak of and she had no short term memory to speak of. And so it was just one of those things that we had to deal with as her brain was trying to heal itself. Um, she also has had issues remembering words, like kind of like I'm doing right now. But my aphasia comes from being autistic and dyslexic. It doesn't come from a brain. Dadgummit. I'm having trouble tonight. Um, but yeah, that's aphasia. And she's been real frustrated with having to deal with the aphasia because it's not big words, it's not the fancy words. It's words like the and cat and people's names. And so when those particular things blank out on her, then you have to work around figuring it out. And just kind of have to describe what you're wanting or who you're talking about. And then it's um, it's like playing Pictionary because you just have to guess. And then once you figured it out, then you move on. And sometimes you can't get the word and you can't describe it, so you just move on. And yeah, I've lived with it all my life because, well, when you're born with a brain difference, you have a long time to get used to it and learn how to work around it. I mean, I've dealt with it for 46 years. But it popped on my mom just all of a sudden, 77 years old, never had to deal with it before. So she spent the last 8 months having to learn on the fly how to deal with it. And I'm proud of her for figuring out how to deal with my world and be successful at it just in this short period of time. But her brain has caught up with the world, it's healed, and now it's just getting her heart and her lungs and her whole body recovered from having her heart not behave itself. And since it took something like a year and a half, 2 years for her to get in this state, it's going to take a little bit for her to get back out of it. She has very little stamina right now. Going to the grocery store just to get basic groceries is eating her lunch right now. But that's something that is getting better. Just in the last couple of days, that's gotten better. And it's just going to take her time to get back to where she wants to be. Of course, her next thing is getting her left knee replaced because that's bone on bone. And that's not fun. It's rather painful because your bones don't like to rub against each other. There's cushioning in your joints for that reason, because your bones don't like to rub together. But, she has to wait, she said, at least 6 weeks so that she's fully healed from having the pacemaker put in. so that her body's not trying to heal two things at once. And just glad that she's not having to deal with as much of the aphasia. That's going away. And she's just doing amazing. I'm having a rough couple of days because my body is hating on me because the weather is crap. 3 days of thunderstorms and inclement weather just makes my body angry. I will say, this stuff, amazing. It's over the counter, no prescription. Walmart carries it. We went to Comic-Con. What's it? It was just this last weekend, too. No. It's the weekend before last. Time has no meaning for me. But yeah, I didn't even do much when we went to Planet Con. Normally I'll walk the booths, I'll do photo ops with the celebrities, and just generally hang out and enjoy myself. This year, not so much. Mostly I sat down in the food court by the photo op area and talked to other nerds. And that's actually what I enjoy doing anyway. Talking to other nerds, talking to people like myself, talking to people who have never met somebody like me. And hang on, I've got people who don't know how to behave in public. No, sir, I will not be doing that. Tonight is the night for people who don't know how to behave in public. It's alright. Hide them from the channel. They can talk all they like. None of the rest of us have to deal with them. But, yeah, just this weather is hard. But, yeah, after Comic-Con, my body was just seriously hacked off with me. The very next day, I woke up and I was getting, how to explain this? Because nerve damage is a weird thing to live with. And it's a weird thing to deal with. And so it's hard to explain and describe. But the easiest way I can explain this is it's like having a drop of water hit your skin and spread out. Except this drop of water is very tingly pain. It just starts in one spot and spreads. And then it would hit that spot and just spread and do it over and over multiple times in a minute. And I was like, okay, we got to do something about that. The muscle relaxers weren't working, the pain meds weren't working. So I was like, okay, I know there's over-the-counter stuff that works. So I just made use of my friend, Mr. Google, and asked for over-the-counter solutions for nerve pain. Again, love this stuff. Because you can take it up to 4 times a day. So I would take it every time the time period would run out. And within 4 days, it went from fiery pain to kind of tingly pain to just tingly and then gone. Actually, since I've been taking that, I've had so few issues with my nerve, with the nerve damage, that I've had so much fewer issues in the last couple of weeks since I started taking that stuff than I have in the last 20 years. I mean, I've been living with this since 2003. And always it's a search for what will help me have the best time and live my best life. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is live my best life. Get pain management happening. Get my physicality up to a level where I can do what I want to do. I know that this is only going to be a journey that gets worse and worse. I know that. Nerve damage does not ever get better over time. It only ever gets worse. I've known since I was 25 that this journey will end with me in a wheelchair. I know that. It's how long can I keep walking? How long can I keep living the life I want to live? It's how long can I hang out with the fuzzies? Precious little baby. Yep. How long can I hang out with them? How many can I outlive? Because that is the way of things when you have fuzzy little friends. Is how many of them can you outlive? Because we're gonna outlive them. They live a lot shorter time than we do. Something that you know when you take one into your life, into your home. Molly is here because she almost wasn't here. She was so sick when we first got her. We did not know that she was going to survive or not. And she's my girl because she needed so much care and love and just fine attention that we bonded very, very strongly. Because she had feline conjunctivitis. And in a 3-week-old kitten, 3-week-old kittens don't have an immune system. A 3-week-old anything doesn't have an immune system. So when I was trying to cure the conjunctivitis, it was cleaning her face every time we fed, and we fed every 3 hours. And then putting medicine in her eyes, and then waiting 3 hours and doing it again. I would say I'm surviving. I am surviving. I wish I could sleep because it's almost 2 a.m. where I live. Oh, I'm just talking about the fact that insomnia goes hand in hand with chronic pain. I've lived with chronic pain since 2003. Oh, and it's time to change position. Oh, because the legs and the muscles in my bad leg lock up. Yes, I understand that. My four-legged pain is in her crate right now because it's nighttime and um we sleep in our crate at night because we turn into a fuzzy little heathen otherwise. She is a lab pit mix, mostly lab. Oh, I love my girlie. She just gets a little wound sometimes. And she gets really wound when she hasn't been able to get outside. And haven't had much of an opportunity to get her outside other than to go to the bathroom the last the last week or so, just because I've been really physically down. Well, thank you, Mr. Chris. I appreciate that. Puppy dog is snoring. What's yours name? What's yours' name? Mine's Jane Foster. Um, but yeah, I've lived with this for 20 odd years now. And I've lived with Molly since 2018. She was supposed to be a foster baby. She's a foster fail baby. Yeah, the fuzzy little foster fail. Pardon me while I scratch my kitty. She likes to keep me company when I can't sleep. She considers herself my fuzzy little sleep aid. She doesn't understand why I need a service dog. Well, it's because service cats are not a thing in the US. She thinks that she is good enough. Unfortunately, the laws around here, only dogs can be service animals. Otherwise, I might have let her be my service cat. I live with cough variant asthma, by the way. And because the wonderful, fun dead fish trees are blooming and trying to kill me, the coughing is a thing. Yeah. Actually, I probably should take a Tessalon Pearl to help deal with that since I've already taken my allergy pills today. Well, within the last 24 hours. So, yay. Life is fun. Okay. Deep breath. He is doing a deep sigh around me. I think my husband is awake back there in the bedroom. But he is politely not interfering with my live stream. Except for that moment when he did not know that I was live streaming and he thought I was talking to my cat. Oh, I love him so much. He's cute and he doesn't realize he's cute. Those are the best ones. The ones that are mystified why you think they're attractive. Because they're just them, they're just being them. Oh, I wish I could sleep. I have to be at work at 7. Yeah, I work with a young man who's very much like me, except he will never be independent. He will never, ever be able to live on his own. But that's why autism is a spectrum. Some of us are very capable of handling our own business. Except my biggest problem is I forget to pay my bills. Yeah, the biggest part of adulting I just can't manage to do reliably. It's like set the alarms, keep a detailed list of what you're supposed to be doing. If it doesn't get written down, it doesn't happen. And sometimes if it does get written down, it doesn't happen. But if it doesn't get written down, it's really, really not going to happen. I am what is commonly referred to as neurosparkly. It's like I am really good at things like crocheting. Things like braiding lanyards. I can do that really well. I can do leatherworking really well. Pay my bills? Yeah, no. Remember to put gas in my tank? Also no. I've run out of fuel in weird and uncomfortable locations more times than I would like to count. Because working memory, that's not a thing. Short-term memory, that's occasionally a thing, but sometimes not. Oh. Incidentally, I'm going to try to do a neurosparkly power hour probably tonight if my body decides to cooperate with me. And we're going to talk about pathological demand avoidance. Yeah. It's called If I Think You Want Me to Do a Thing, or you expressly tell me that you want me to do a thing, I will just not do it out of spite. At least that's how it's perceived. It's way more complicated than that. It's like, if you want me to do it, suddenly I don't want to. It's like, if you don't tell me to do it, I'll probably do it on my own. The second you tell me to do it, I'm not interested. And it's not an intentional choice that I'm not interested. I can't even explain or describe why. It's just, as soon as somebody tells me to do the thing, even if I wanted to do the thing, now I'm not going to. But I'll go into the why of that and the inner workings of it. Because it's weird even to me, and I experience it. I do it. Well, I don't do it. And sometimes with pathological demand avoidance, sometimes it's a perceived demand. It's not necessarily even something that somebody has said out loud, do this. I just assume that they want me to do it. No, I don't have cancer. I just live with eczema. And I've been losing a ton of weight over the last year or so. because I've been getting my hormones more in line. I live with PCOS. And nobody ever told me that one of the fun things about PCOS is when you hit menopause. That is a really very crazy ride. Because first, your body isn't functioning correctly because PCOS is messing with all of your hormones. Yeah, by all of your hormones, I mean even your pancreatic hormones, even your thyroid hormones, not just progesterone, testosterone, and estrogen, and all of those hormone precursors. Incidentally, I didn't know this until I started researching it, and I researched it because I am autistic, and that's what we do. I didn't realize this until I started researching it. A lot of women who are PCOS are overweight. Oh, why is that, you might wonder? Why is that, you might ask? It's because there is a hormone precursor called pregnenolone. It is a precursor to progesterone. And that hormone regulates healthy weight. That is also a hormone precursor that most PCOS women are missing or do not have enough of. So if you don't have the hormone that helps regulate your weight, you're not going to have a healthy BMI. So I've been adding that back into my diet through hormone supplements, through herbal supplements. Been adding a bunch of the other stuff that I have been eternally short on. And I mean, I haven't changed my diet at all. Well, I dropped a lot of the sugar when I turned diabetic, but that's also a thing that women who are PCOS tend to have an issue with. You're hypoglycemic up until you're about 40. And then when you're between 40 and 50, your body switches gears and suddenly you're insulin resistant diabetic. So I had to do some diet changes there, but other than that, I have not changed how much I exercise, what I eat, how I eat, none of that. The only thing that I did was add in the pregnenolone back into my diet. And when I started doing that, I weighed about 300 pounds. Actually, I was 307 at my heaviest. I am down to 230 in a year and a half. I went from a waist size 24 to a waist size 12. Just adding back in the hormones I was missing. So that's how important it is to have hormonal balance. And finding your way back there when none of your doctors are helping is challenging. But being an Aspie and being a research queen, well, who needs doctors? Yeah, they went to school to learn all this stuff, but they're not using any of it to help me, so I'm going to help myself. Because they are not helping me. The person that has done all of the stuff that I have done to improve my life and to improve my health was not ordered by a doctor. Because technically, this is an herbal supplement. Very few doctors are going to tell you to go take herbal supplements. And there are reasons for that. I have a planned live regarding that for the chronic pain confessions. Because the reasons for that are just freaking insane. And it boils down to the doctors' union. Well, they just it boils down to the fact that Big Pharma and pretty much forced doctors to push pharmaceuticals over natural plant-based medications. So things like tramadol over natural medicine. The reason why all of the herbal remedies, the herbal supplements, say that they're not approved by the FDA, that's because the FDA is run by pharmaceutical companies. And no, this isn't me wearing the tinfoil hat. This is for real stuff. Hello, Jesus. How are you? I mean, I'm seriously not wearing the tinfoil hat on this. I've done the research. And I've talked a lot with other people who have done the research. And all of this goes back to 150 years ago. And it's crazy that it's the way that it is. But it's also why insurance doesn't cover. Insurance doesn't cover CBD. It doesn't cover any of the herbal supplements at all. And I'm sinking into the chair. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's the Molly. Molly. Kitty, kitty, kitty. The pretty kitty? Oh, the pretty kitty. Yes. We give the pretty kitty her scritches. Because, you know, when you live with a cat, you pretty much turn into a fancy pet bed. Yes, I am a fancy pet bed because I am self-warming and I provide scritches. Oh, yeah. Well, hello, hello. Golly, it's 2:30 here. I'm in Missouri. I'm in Central Time. And I have to be at work at 7. Right? That's a half-hour drive. I have the Molly's tail. Oh, hello, Doodle. Come on. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, fine. My doodle bug says, no, I do not wish to snuggle with you or participate in talking to the people and sharing my cuteness with the world. Molly's a show-off. Yeah. I do live sessions with my therapist because she lives in Vermont and I live in Missouri. So that's about the only way to have face-to-face contact with my therapist. And Molly loves to do therapy with me. Yeah. She loves the therapy. Not sure if it's she likes being on camera or she likes my therapist. I'm not sure which. But she's always, whenever I'm doing therapy. Really? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go feed the Molly because she is getting cranky. What are you doing, Moles? Okay, apparently she has decided that she wants some box time. Well, it's been fun and it's been real and it's been real fun. I think I'm going to I think I'm going to go lay down and attempt to go to sleep. So, wherever you are, what time of day it is where you are, I hope you have a good evening, morning, midnight, afternoon. And today, go do something to help somebody else out. Make somebody's day better. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to cost anything. Just go show somebody some love. Because we all need more love in this world. We do. This world needs more love. This world needs more love, less hate. Crazy thing about love is I don't have to know you to love you. And I love all of you. Exactly as you are. Know that you are enough. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are absolutely freaking amazing. And I love you exactly as you are. So go out there in the world, be amazing, and help somebody else understand that they are amazing and that they are loved exactly as they are, just for being themselves, just for existing. Because we don't hear that enough. None of us hears that enough. So, have a good evening, day, morning, afternoon, night. Go make somebody else's life better. Love y'all.